Y'all know I love my Nintendo Switch.
With the Switch comes so many games. There's a lot of indie games, a lot of Nintendo exclusives.
There are so many games.
But I don't know about you guys. Lately when I've been looking at Nintendo Switch game recommendation videos, I've been seeing the same games being recommended over and over again. And as much as I
Love those games.
honestly, I just don't want the same games being recommended. I want something new. I want something different. But today I wanted to spice things up and I wanted to share with you guys
My top 5 most underrated Switch games.
But if you're new here and you like gaming kind of content, then definitely make sure to like and subscribe because we do a lot of that here.
Let's get into it, Pixels.
At number 5, we have Night in the Woods. It's one of those indie games that are
Kind of popular, but still there's not a lot of content on it.
and not a lot of like reviews and stuff, at least that I've seen from popular creators. I do really love this game. Night in the Woods is a single player adventure game set in a world of zoomorphic humans. The story takes place in Possum Springs and follows a young May who drops out of college and returns to her hometown to find unexpected changes alongside Bay, a gothic crocodile woman, and her childhood best friend. The player takes the role of May, now living in her parents' attic, as she is forced to confront a horrible secret that the town has hidden for decades, involving not only the town's mind, but also the recent disappearance of her longtime friend Casey. As you could tell by that description, it is a very story-based game, but I love it. But something to keep in mind is it does have trigger warnings, and I'm gonna give you quite a few of them so that if it really interests you, this is something to look out for so that you're not surprised when you start the game. Some trigger warnings. Mental health, depression, the stagnancy of middle and lower classes, and those are the kind of major themes that are addressed in this game. So if you are interested in this game, definitely look out for that because those are some big topics. Reasons why I love it. Number 1, I already kind of addressed this, but the storyline is so well thought out. It is very intricate. The storyline is very deep. Going along with that, like the characters have so much depth. They are not shallow at all. Like they have their own personalities. You kind of get little snippets of like what each character is like. I do wish I played it more. Like I feel like it's one of those games because it's story heavy. It's not something that you have to go back to all the time. And so I really do want to go back to it because I really enjoy it. Honestly, I want to finish the story because I'm so curious. It's so intricate. I don't know how they did it. And then as I said, because it's very story heavy, kind of get to go at your own pace so you can do as much or as little as you want during your gaming sessions. Usually I don't do too much, but I feel like one of these days I gotta really dive into it because I really want to finish the stories. It is pretty affordable. Games are pricey, as we all know, and they're only gonna get more expensive. So this is a pretty affordable game. Another thing is that there's a lot of puzzles. So if you're really into that, this is a really good game. There is a lot of puzzles. As I said, it addresses some very heavy topics. Now this is a con because some people may not like it. I personally don't mind it in this game because everything else that I love about this game makes up for that. And also, honestly, I just like the fact that there's so much depth to it and it's kind of relatable in a way. Yeah, it is a very heavy game and maybe you're not into that. Maybe you want a game that's more relaxing and you don't really have to think, then maybe don't choose this game, but it does have a lot of heavy topics. So if you're not into that, that is okay. Okay, and then as I said, there's a lot of puzzles, but some of them are very frustrating. And you know what? I have to look it up sometimes and I'm not mad about it because some of the puzzles make me feel a little bit stupid, which I mean is okay, but yeah, sometimes it can get very frustrating. Those are some things to look out for if you are really interested in the game. At number 4 is Fae Farm. Now the reason why I'm putting this in
Most underrated Switch game
is because this game gets so much
hate.
I get it for a few reasons, but honestly, it's a really good game. It's a game I keep going back to. I'm gonna say it's most underrated. After being shipwrecked on an island, players are rescued by the mayor of a friendly farming community and given an unused farm. Craft, cultivate, and decorate to grow your homestead, and use spells to explore the enchanted island of Azoria. I love it. Every girl that loves fantasy is most likely gonna like this game because it's very fantasy heavy. It's a farming sim, yes, but it's a very fantasy heavy game. And that's probably why I love it so much compared to other farming sim games. Reasons why I love it, as I said, isn't a typical farming game. There's a lot of like spells and magical elements to it. You get to level up on different skills. Like it's very unique. There's a lot you can do. The creatures that you can keep as pets, they're very unique. I mean, you have like your like little chickens that you can keep. There's like these little like, they kind of look like Pua, but yeah, there's these little, I guess, pig looking things. I don't know what they are. They're so cute and I have one. I kind of want another one, but we'll see. Very unique farming sim. I love anything fairy based and this is it. This is very quest heavy. So if you are into quests and games with a lot of quests, there are a lot of different kinds of quests that you can do. There are a lot of optional ones. Like there are a lot of quests. You will not be bored in this game. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, but that is okay because you don't have to just do the quests, but there are a lot of quests. And you know what? I love me a game with some good quests. So you do not have to do the quests. You can also explore the island. There's also different areas that are outside the island that you can explore. There's like a beanstalk and you go up there and there's like a little area there. It's so cool. Like there's so many magical elements that it's hard not to want to explore. Like it's a very, very pretty, magical game. Everything I could ask for in a farming sim. And then another really cute thing is you can build relationships with some of the other villagers and creatures. Like it's so touching. You can become friends with different villagers, which is so fun. Honestly, it's just so peaceful. It's very easy to make it a peaceful game. Like you don't have to grind, I guess, in this game. Like it can be a very peaceful game if you want it to. There's like kind of a balance of everything is what I like about it. Like there's a little bit of everything and that's something that I kind of like in a game because you get to kind of play around with different things. This one has quite a bit of cons, which I hate, but I still really love this game and I still think it's underrated because of all the hate it gets. But first con, you already know what I'm gonna say. It is expensive. I think I got this on sale, but even when it was on sale, it was still expensive. Games are gonna be expensive no matter what, but I don't know. This game, it kills me how expensive it is because I get it. Like I get it if you cannot afford it, but it would be a really cool game for you to try. I'm pretty sure you can also get a demo of the game so you can test it out and see if you like it that way. Honestly, I really like it. Like I highly recommend it, but it is so expensive and I hate that. As I said, sometimes with there being a lot of quests, it can be overwhelming. That being said, if it is overwhelming at any point in the game, either take a break from it or just explore the island. Usually they're not very time-based. Some of them are, but usually they're not. So this is actually a really big one. You have like a health bar, but there's 3 kind of health bars. So there's the heart, which is just standard, I guess. There's your energy bar, and then there's the blue swirly one. That is every time you use a spell, the bar lowers. Honestly, it's a pain in the butt because you lose energy from all those bars really fast, especially the spell ones. Like I feel like I can't do that many spells, and like once you use up all your bars, like you have to go back and go to sleep because that's the only way for it to be restored, unless you have those little potions that will be able to restore a little bit of it. But those are also a pain in the butt to get the ingredients for because you need so many ingredients to make different things that will become another ingredient to make the potion. It's so confusing to explain, but yeah, it's just a pain in the butt to make the potions as well. It's annoying. That is the one really annoying thing about that game. Kind of going along with all the potions that you have to make, you have very limited inventory. Even adding more storage, like I feel like it's not enough because you constantly need so many items and it's just a pain. And you know what? After Hello Kitty Island Adventure and that game having unlimited inventory, I hate games that have limited inventory. It is the worst because what the heck? I don't understand, but it's still good. Nonetheless, I really love it and that is not going to stop me from playing it. I feel like I've been talking forever, but number 3 is Be Beacon Pines. This is another story-based game. Beacon Pines is a cute and creepy adventure set within a mysterious book. You play as both the reader of the book and its main character, Luca. Something strange is happening at the old warehouse, and Luca and his friends seem to be the only ones taking notice. During the story and gameplay, you will collect different expressions which you can complete your character's story and ultimately change the direction your story takes. Your goal is to complete the story without dying. This will take you several tries because you don't collect all the expressions from the beginning. Reasons why I love it. It is a very, very affordable game. So this is why I love it, but this may not be a reason why you love it. It really depends on your preference. But as I said, like the decisions you choose to make and the expressions you choose leads to a different ending. And honestly, I love a little bit of a challenge. That is a challenge I really enjoy, so I will take it. Yeah, I do really like that. It's very heavy on the story. Again, like it is a very story-based game, so if you are not into that, there's no question this. So if you do not like story-based games, this is not for you. I love story-based games. I love any game that has a really good story, and this is a really fun story. Kind of sad, but also really fun. Again, it provides a little bit of a challenge because you do have to make choices that are not going to make you die. That's the ultimate goal. You have to get through the story without dying. This is a really great element to this game, but some aspects of it, like when it shows the book and stuff, it is voice acted and narrated. So I really love that. I love when games have voice acting and narration because makes the story more vivid. It just adds a little uniqueness to it. So I really enjoy that. Cons, it's a very short game. Yes, it is affordable, but it is very short. And especially if you get through the story without dying really fast, like if you get lucky with that, you're gonna finish this quick. So as I said, it takes multiple tries. So if you are not into the story game and how the decisions you make in the game affect your ending, like if you're not into that, that is definitely a con. It's not too much of a con for me, but I just put that there because it could be a con to quite a few people. Okay, number 2 is Critter Cafe. I love this game. I think this game came out this year. Welcome to Critter Cafe. Rescue and bond with adorable fantasy critters in need of your help and build a new home together. Design and run your own cafe, care for your critters, uncover the secrets of mysterious portals, and create a wholesome cafe for all to enjoy. Why I love it. Girl, it's affordable. It's affordable. The amount of gameplay you get out of it, again, it's so affordable. I love it. And again, I will take any game that is affordable, that is really good and has a lot of gameplay and content. So it's very customizable. Like there's a lot of things that you can customize, which is so nice. As someone who likes to customize every little thing, I really appreciate that. It's not like a typical cozy farming game or a cozy game in general. Like it's very unique. There's a lot of elements to it. Like it's not just one singular element. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can never really get bored. In saying that, you can do as much or as little in one gaming session as you want. Some people don't like long gaming sessions. This is the perfect game to just kind of do little quick check-ins if you really wanted to, or you can play as long as you want. Like there is so much you can do. The puzzles are also a balance of a little bit challenging but not too challenging to where it's frustrating. It's a very good balance of that. And also it's kind of a brain off game a little bit. To me it is. I don't feel like I really think when I play this game. There is literally only one con I have for this, and it is just that it's laggy. It is pretty good, but yeah, sometimes I notice it'll be a little laggy or glitchy. Sometimes annoying, but not too bad. And number 1,
Now, before I say
this is a game that a lot of people like, but I'm only putting it on here because I still feel like not enough people talk about it to the point where it's
overhyped.
That is my reasoning. We have Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb casts players in the role of a possessed lamb saved from death by a godlike stranger named the One Who Waits. Players must repay their debt by building a loyal following in his name. You will farm fish and host different kinds of ceremonies in the temple for your followers, and it's up to you to keep them loyal by also going into different worlds to battle and defeat the bosses and gods who are trying to take over. Trigger warning: death and murder. Graphic content including blood and vomit, suicidal theme, religion, and cursing. That is something to be aware of, but the game is also like the animation style is so cute that it's like, it's horror, but is it really? You know? Reasons why I love it. Again, it's very cutesy. It is a horror horror game, I guess, but the animation style is cute and it kind of like, if you're getting into horror films, this is the perfect starter game because it's not too much, it's not too intense. It can get intense sometimes, but not to the point that some games get to. So something that's really little, but I really appreciate, you can choose your level of difficulty. I really appreciate that as someone who does gaming for de-stressing and not necessarily competition, I guess. This is really nice because, I mean, I guess maybe sometimes I feel a little competitive and want to challenge myself, bring up the level of difficulty, but majority of the time I like to de-stress. So this is a really fun game to kind of change the level of difficulty depending on what you're feeling. It has a mix of story and quests and also battles, so that's another element that is added to it. There's a lot of different things that you can do in this game. It's pretty affordable, cannot complain about that. Okay, and then this is something that is really great and I really appreciate game developers that do this. There are updates happening like constantly, and I didn't know this. There was an update, I think it was released this year. You can now in Cult of the Lamb do a co-op mode, which is so fun. I don't really have anyone to play with, but it's okay. I think that's a really cool element. That would be honestly kind of chaotic, but really fun. The cons. I did put, it is a little bit glitchy, but honestly, it's not anything too bad. It's just something to know. This is the main issue I have. As I said, you have a loyal follower and it is your job to make sure they stay loyal. When you go into battles and you do really well, that's going to really boost your followers' loyalty towards you. However, if you lose the battle, you lose a lot of loyalty and it is insane. Like, you really gotta maintain your followers' loyalty, which is, it's fun, it's challenging, but sometimes it's a pain in the butt, I can't lie, and it stresses me out so much. So it's the fun of it. Like, it's very challenging. Of course, if it didn't have that element, it wouldn't really be challenging, right? So you have to kind of be strategic about what you do, and that way it's really good. But yeah, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt. Anyways, that is all the games I have for my top 5 most underrated Nintendo Switch games. I hope you guys enjoy.
My voice is officially gone, so
anyways, cute outro. That is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments below, what is a game that you have been playing non-stop recently that has made you not play some of your other games recently? For me, that has been Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which it has been for the longest time, but I'm slowly getting back into my other games again. But that was the case for quite a bit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!